Hi, Dr. Mel again. We're going to continue with physics, and we started off with vectors and scalars, then resultants, then speed and velocity will be the next phase that we will go through today. So let's have a look at what we've done. Distance, can you remember? The path length, the whole path. I traveled 4 steps and 2 steps, or I traveled 4 steps and 2 steps. It didn't really matter which direction I used. Where displacement is the vector, and in displacement, I say I start there, I come back, and this is the actual displacement. I started there and I ended there. So clearly know the difference between distance and displacement. You are going to do graphs, you are going to do calculations with equations. Make sure you understand what distance and displacement means. In athletics, if you can recall, we said we've got a 200 meter. Do you remember the 200 meter, which we said we run from there to there and then to the starting point? Going back, we said the distance covered is 200 meters. However, the displacement was not around the track, it was from the starting to the end point. It has been worked out with Pythagoras as a value of 118.54 meters, much shorter than 200 meters. And because displacement is a vector, I need to indicate the direction. And if you worked out that angle would be 57.5 degrees. Or you could say it is 57.5 degrees from the east to the south. And you would then find that angle there. Right, let's carry on. If we have the distance and if we have the displacement, what about the time? How long did it take you to run the 200 meter? How long did it take you to run around the track and get to the flag where you end the 200 meter? So, if I just say 20 seconds, that would be as fast almost as Usain Bolt, because his world record is 19.97 seconds. So 20 is quite fast. If I actually have to run it, it will probably take me, well, it won't take me an hour, but it will probably take me 40 seconds. So let's see. If I covered the 200 meter in 20 seconds, as on the track, it's the distance, I will then be able to say I covered the total distance of 200 meters in 20 seconds. And now I can work out the speed. So the speed will be the total distance divided by the total time. And its average, the average speed that I ran around the track will be 20 meters in 20 seconds, which will obviously give me a value of 10 meter per second. Or I could say 10 meter per second. And you will, in the physical sciences, and our notation will be 10 meter per second. Remember, if it's over a second, it's to the power of 1. So if you take it up, it becomes second minus 1, the power of minus 1. It's the average speed, the definition, the official definition, which you will be asked in an exam, is the rate, and rate always indicates time. It's the rate that the distance changed. Let's carry on and see how can I work out the average speed. It will be in symbols, and because we're working in the horizontal plane, it will be delta x. How did the distance change? You now know it was 200 meters and the time it took was 20 seconds, so it will be 10 meter per second. That will be your equation, and remember, it's the total distance and the total time. What's the difference between speed and velocity? We will drive in a car or in a bus or in a taxi and see 60 kilometer per hour. What is that actually? We will now have to distinguish between total displacement. Just think a little bit. That was the vector. That was the shortcut that we ran across the athletic field. The displacement will be the vector and it's over a time. And if you recall, the total displacement for the 200 meters was 118.54 meters. And let's say that took me 20 seconds. We will now get to an answer of 5.927, which I can round to 5.93 meter, because it's displacement, per second, or 5.93 meter per second. Can you see the total displacement is the end and the beginning linked to each other? And because it's a vector, I need to indicate the direction. So this will be, remember our angle that we had. For instance, that angle or that angle. So your answer for displacement will be, what is the displacement at the top with an direction and in a time? And that will be velocity. Velocity will be the vector. Speed will be the scalar. It's the total displacement. Remember, speed is the total distance over the time to give you the velocity. Velocity is V and it's the displacement over time. So let's work out the average speed. Joan starts at point A, runs 50 meters to point B. She runs 30 meters to point C, and she runs 20 meters to point D. They also give me time. Do you see what I'm doing when I read? I draw. I don't read and can't find a picture of what I'm doing. So it's necessary to say 50 meters. I indicated it. 30 meters and 20 meters. The time is 7.2 seconds. This is 4.1 seconds. And this is 2.7 seconds. So you can actually see Joan running in your eyes, in your visualization. You can actually see her running from point A to point B. So let's see what is the total distance that she actually ran. She ran 50 plus 30 plus 20. So the total distance, if you add all those three together, you will find she ran 100 meters. That's the distance. The time, if we add all three of those times together, you get 14 seconds. And if you now do your calculation, 100 divided by 14, you get to a value of 7.14 meter per second. So the speed scalar, distance scalar is 7.14 meter per second. What happened with the displacement? Displacement is the same as the distance because it's in the same direction. So this is one of the cases where you could say, I can just add those together and I'll find that's 100 meters. What's the time? It's still 14 seconds. And if I now carry it and have it substituted in my formula, total displacement and total velocity. It's not speed. We have to make sure that it's velocity. The total and velocity is the average in this case will be 100 meter and 14 seconds. And it'll again be a value of 7.14. The difference now will be velocity is a vector. So I need to say to the right, positive, to the east, whatever indication I'll have to give, it is a vector and therefore it has to have a direction. We need to distinguish between average and instantaneous. Instant, it's that specific time. I always think of it, if I see a car traveling down the street, I will see it only for the moment it passes my gate. It is that instant. But I need to know where did it start and where did it end to find the average. So if I've got this athlete running around the track, I will usually work out the average. But if I want the specific velocity or speed there, it will be on that specific time. That is instantaneous. Or what was it at that point? So you have to be able to distinguish between those two. Let's quickly have a look at marks. I took marks from a school report. This is something you know. You know, you actually have to show this to your parents. This is a student with 78 for English, 70 for isiZulu, 82 for math, 89 for life sciences, physical sciences 84, IT 92, and life orientation. This is a typical scorecard of obviously a very clever and diligent student. If I add all those together, I get a total of 575. I can then actually work out the average of this specific learner. Now, how will you get the average? I'll take the total of all the subjects and I will divide it between all the subjects. So the total marks will be 575. How many subjects do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Divide 7 into 5, 6, 7, 5 to get the average. And this student has an average of 81.14. Very well done. That's how they calculate your mark. Now let's see, what does it mean? It means you have a spread of marks, and I drew a little line here. 70, 75, 80, 85. So I've got intervals. I've got the isiZulu mark right in the 70s. The yellow one, English, is between 75 and 80, so it's there, it's 78. Can you see 82 is there? And can you see all the marks indicated as they lie? So I've got a spread, and here I calculated the average. We said it's 82.14. So to this side and to that side, I actually have got the middle, and that would be the average. So if you have the same mark as the average, you are right in the middle. How and why do I use this? Well, we need to know that I've got an average which is about the 82.14%. That will be the average of all of this. It's not a specific mark, so it's not instantaneous. This is my instantaneous marks, exactly per subject. So how do we apply this to velocities and speed? Instantaneous, instant, is the velocity at a specific time. Exactly at that moment that you looked out and you saw the car passing you, what was that specific velocity at that specific moment? Instantaneous will be exactly the same for velocity and speed because you are working in a very short time span. It's also in the same direction. So when it's instantaneous, I don't distinguish between velocity and speed. What do we work out when we work out instantaneous velocity? It's at a specific time. If it's average, it's over the total time. So you can work out a specific mark at a specific subject or time, and then the average would be all your times, your subject added together and divided. And in this case, it's the total time that we are going to use. So, can you work out what is the instantaneous and the average? We will work with a few velocities just now, but you have to be able to do that. Can you work out velocity? And as I said, those two will be exactly the same because it's in the same direction. Can you work out average speed? Yes, you can, because you've got the total. Remember, distance. Can you work out the average velocity? You've got the total displacement. Always remember that velocity is a vector and speed is a scalar. Easy to remember. Instantaneous and average. So let's see if you can do a very small calculation. Let's go back and say I've got a velocity of 10 and 15, and it took me 30 seconds. I will just add them together and then say it's 25 divided by 30. And average velocity will obviously be the same at that specific point. So be careful that you do not distinguish in this case, and we'll do many of these calculations still, that you do not distinguish between speed and velocity. And I'm going to go back to this slide again. Speed will be distance and velocity will be displacement. And we will follow on many calculations where we will utilize these two terms. Hope you've got it. Practice. Bye-bye.